Right then, lads and lasses, how we're doing, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a lovely day. First things first, you're obviously thinking, Josh, where the hell are you? Where's the Geordie Josh thing in the background? Where's the Newcastle United badge? Your signed shirts? Well, the reason I've not actually been active on social media in the past few days is because I've moved house. And yes, it's going to take some time to get used to. I mean, the background is exhilarating at the moment. Wow, it really does catch the eye. Obviously, I'm being very sarcastic. You can see the Sandro Tonali shirt. I always forget that this camera is inverted. A very small little segment of my Kurt Cobain painting that the most fantastic person ever drew me. Also, if I do look a little bit different today, don't worry. I have been working my backside off, getting everything into this house for the past couple of days. And I don't actually have a mirror, so I don't know how I look. Very different to the news that I'm bringing you today. But regardless, in today's daily news video, we have got some news to get through on James Trafford, but in the grand scheme of things, while I've been away, I want to get onto what on earth is going on with Newcastle United. Every single top target, which has been essentially made out by the media, is going to a different Premier League club. Now, that's really concerning, by the way. Yes, of course, how interested we were in these players will always be a factor. Were we really interested in the likes of Matheus Cunha, who went to Manchester United? Brian Mbeumo was obviously a bit more levelled up than Matheus Cunha, but we're going to get through it all, and we will start off with the James Trafford news given to us by Fabrizio Romano this morning. He has reported Newcastle are closing in on the signing of Burnley goalkeeper James Trafford after a very long time, as the final details are now being sorted. The agreement is also done with Burnley, then the next step is official confirmation. Newcastle are planning on getting the deal done very soon, according to Romano. I mean, I can't exactly imagine what on earth he meant to say instead of Dune, but regardless, I think we all know that we were going to sign James Trafford. It's without a shadow of a doubt. He's kind of publicly made that known, also by Nick Pope while I've been away. What a blunder that was. If you haven't seen it, I'm guessing you have, just to kind of shadow over it. Nick Pope replied to James Trafford's story, obviously thinking that that would have been kept a private thing. It came up publicly on James Trafford's Instagram that Nick Pope said, "See you soon." You can say the other word. I'm not exactly going to reiterate that, but if that's not confirmation, I don't know what is. Forget all these journalists. Nick Pope is the journalist that we need. But on to what I wanted to speak about most, yet again, these signings, or potential signings that have now went to another club, like Matheus Cunha, Brian Mbeumo, now João Pedro, but even the likes of Liam Delap, it's getting quite scary for Newcastle United. Why are these players going to different Premier League clubs, especially that we finished miles above Manchester United last season? Now, the main thing, and it's not saltiness, and the rival fans will think that we are clinging onto straws or clutching at straws by saying it is for a financial reason, but we all know it's for a financial reason. If João Pedro was to come to Newcastle United, he would get, what, 100 grand a week maybe, considering that Alexander Isak is on 120 grand a week. Of course, there is talks of, well, I probably shouldn't have used him as an example, as there is talks of him getting a new contract, but he's obviously going to get more money at Chelsea, a London club. They've got way more financial fair play room, although the deadline does shut soon, than us. He's going to get more money there, and he's obviously going to get that Chelsea 7-year signature contract that they are dishing out at the moment. That is a lot of financial security, and unfortunately, in today's day and age, players do care more about their financial status than their actual football career. And I don't know why he would go to Chelsea apart from the financial status, which is obviously the only reason why he's going to Chelsea. Because if you take a look at their attackers, I mean, my mate Magpie Media on Twitter has summed it up perfectly, like legitimately as well. That is ridiculous. I can't even think of the amount of players off the top of my head. Hence why I've put it in the video. That is absurd. That has never been heard of before in the world. Like, João Pedro's going to Chelsea and thinking, yeah, I'm going to play every week, or I'm going to play in the Champions League, I'm going to play in the Prem, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. I don't think you are, mate. Like, that is competition, to say the least. And I don't want to say that Newcastle are embarrassing themselves this window. There is a little bit of a factor of that we are getting, kind of passed away while other teams are getting these players. Of course, they can offer more financial sort of freedom than us, and they can offer 7-year contracts where we might not be in that sort of structure, so to speak. But yes, it's not ideal for Newcastle United at the moment, is it? It's really not. To the people who are running the things at Newcastle United in the transfer sort of market, we are going to have to see something, because it's not been all sunshine and rainbows whatsoever. Yet again, just like James Trafford, for example, we've been linked with this guy for over a year now, and he's still not done. For a goalkeeper, when there's no sort of concrete interest from any other teams, it should be bread and butter. And of course, us as fans who don't say anything behind the scenes can quite easily say, well, pay £30 million from there. That's all Burnley want. it does seem a lot easier than it is, but you've just got to think, does it really take over a year to sign a goalkeeper who obviously wants to join Newcastle United? It would be an upgrade. He could potentially play first team football straight away. We don't know. We don't know Eddie Howe's plans, but it does seem a lot easier on the eye. So why aren't we getting these things done? Why are we kind of letting our targets, our top targets, yet again made out by the media, getting taken away from us from certainly Premier League rivals in Manchester United and Chelsea? I don't like the look of it. I really, really don't. And it is quite unsettling because, say we go for Xavi Simons, who has kind of been muttered up by the Newcastle United fan base. Who's next in for him? Is it Man City? Probably not because of Ryan Cherky, but I don't know, some other top clubs. I think we do need to start also shopping abroad or looking abroad. That's where our best deals have been. Brunigan Marais, Sven Botman, we all know Alexander Isak, Sandro Tonali, just to name a few. And it seems that it's quite easier to deal with these teams. Of course, we have seen Giorgi Scalvini linked with Newcastle United recently, which I still think would be an absolutely fantastic signing. Yet again, though, Atlanta's board are apparently, I don't actually know this, but it has been variously said by many, many different people on social media, that their kind of board, their structure is hard to negotiate deals with. That's just something I've heard. I don't know anything on that. But I do think we are going to have to start looking overseas. It seems where the best value for money is, and it's just a lot less hassle. Chelsea, in theory, can just offer 5 million more than us once we've done all the hard work and sorted everything out. Then they just come in with more money. But unfortunately, I think that's going to be a little bit of a reality check for Newcastle, just to kind of calm down in the Premier League market. It's extortionate, it's overpriced. Have we got the best players in the world there? Absolutely. But you've got some hidden gems in the foreign league, as we all know. We do not need to repeat ourselves. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed I've got some actual exciting news for you tomorrow, and it's not just Newcastle United kind of getting snubbed in the transfer window. But regardless, do you know what it is? I think I'm actually going to make like a little room tour video, which I'll show you what it is now, and then when I've got everything set up, like some scarves here, some memorabilia, all my signed shirts, which are there. Yet again, I'm forgetting that the camera is inverted. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new for all Newcastle United content. I will see you tomorrow. I don't think I'll have anything different. Oh, also, by the way, I am going to have to start making my bed in the morning because you can't see my bed, which I don't like. Not for any sort of privacy reasons, just for the fact that I am quite a lazy person. And my bed normally is undone, so that's great, I guess. Nevertheless, see you all soon. Go and enjoy your day, people.